Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, got another cool thing to show you guys, just like yesterday's video, and that is what the classic multiplayer maps in Halo 2 look like in anniversary graphics. So, as you probably know, when Halo 2 came to MCC, it came with all its classic maps in multiplayer, including the Halo 2 Vista maps as well, the little exclusive maps that not too many people had the chance to play on. But unfortunately, unlike Campaign, the classic maps never got the anniversary treatment. They are literally just classic graphics only, and classic sound effects as well. But, just like with the main menu that you saw in our video yesterday, we can still load up in anniversary graphics, and here's how you do that. So, it's basically the same method as the main menu, but pick a multiplayer map you want to load up in anniversary graphics first, make a copy of it, and then rename a map like the intro map. You could do other maps, but I'll explain that a little later. So, rename the introduction map to something else to back it up, and then rename the copy of the multiplayer map that you just made to the original name of the intro map. And that's it. Now, like I said, you don't have to do the introduction map. In fact, for some multiplayer maps, it's better if you use the other maps. But if you're doing this solo, then you pretty much have to do the intro map, because the other maps will likely crash or not work, unless you're on co-op. But I will, do the co-op stuff for that later. But first, let me just show you what happens with the intro map when you load up a multiplayer map as the intro in Campaign. So, just simply start up the mission, load it in Remastered graphics by default. Otherwise, if you start in classic graphics, you won't be able to see it exactly, at least at first. But anyways, so once you load it up, just pay very close attention here. Once it loads up, it will start the cutscene here, oddly enough, but you could skip it. Actually, you should just skip it. And then for a split second, it will flash the map, the classic multiplayer map in anniversary graphics. And then it'll fade to black screen, just like with the main menu. But this time around, you can revert the last checkpoint, and every time you revert, it does reveal the map again. And of course, you could switch to classic graphics as well. But for the most part, most of the classic multiplayer maps on the intro mission will look like this, just a barren, empty world with nothing on it. But don't worry, it's not gonna be like the main menu where this is the best view you'll get, but we'll cover that soon. Now, some maps, and depending on which multiplayer map, which campaign map you use, they will have a few things on them. Like this is Gemini. The doors on Gemini actually show up in anniversary graphics. Now, as you saw like a few seconds ago, it had a different skybox. So, when you play on the other maps, just like with the main menu, the skybox on those maps will actually carry over, as well as any other anniversary object that actually exists in that map as well. So that's why when you do other multiplayer maps, if they're like a straight rip from the campaign, like, such as Gemini and High Charity, then you should use it on that map. But you have to be on co-op as well. Alright, so, on to the big thing now. We have a very interesting map here. As you saw earlier, pretty much every other map will, briefly show you the anniversary graphics, or like what can be shown, and then it'll fade to black. But here, we have the map Turf, where, for some reason, this is the only map in all of Halo 2 Classic that actually does not fade to black when you start it up. You can actually, explore around the entire map and switch back and forth between classic and anniversary graphics, and you could do it on co-op as well with another player and explore around. And it actually works pretty well too. So I'm not sure like what makes this map different from the others that lets it be playable in campaign. But yeah, some of it is some of the map actually does render in anniversary graphics. Mostly just the objects on it. The map's actual like BSP and everything else doesn't really load in. And the skybox, it's the Metropolis Skybox, because we replaced the mission Metropolis with this multiplayer map Turf. But as you can see, quite a few objects do show up. And if you do it on Outskirts, we actually had trouble with Outskirts. We got to work like once. There are like a couple more things that load in on Outskirts, like the garbage cans. But aside from that, it's mostly the same as loading it on Metropolis. But we could not like do it a second time and get footage of it. It just wouldn't work. So Metropolis is the best we could do. But it's not a huge difference from Outskirts, aside from like one or two extra objects. Now, there's a few interesting things, like there's this little cube here in the middle of the map with grass growing out of it, and I have no idea what that is, but it's there in anniversary graphics. And you know, a few other minor objects like crates, small trash cans, the weapons you hold, bipeds, they all show up just fine in anniversary graphics on the map Turf. And of course, even though in anniversary graphics a lot of stuff is invisible, the BSP, the terrain and everything is all still solid. So that's one cool thing. And also, sound effects, they also work in anniversary and back and forth. Alright, so there you guys have it. That is what Halo 2's classic multiplayer maps look like in anniversary graphics for the most part. Some maps have a few more objects that load in anniversary graphics than others, but overall it's most of the maps are pretty much invisible except for a few objects. And the map Turf in particular actually is like much more compatible in campaign than I expected and compared to the other maps. But yeah, so hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Anything else you want to check out or look into, just let me know, and I'll definitely do my best to look into it. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.